Let's calculate. If you spend 3 hours weekly, in a year's time, you shall have spent 156 hours with your child. Now, if that is what you're doing a year, in a period of 18 years, you shall have spent 2,808 hours with your child. Let's make those hours into days. So we will divide it by 24 because 24 hours make one day. So in 18 years, you shall have spent 117 days with your child. Can we make them a month? So that you get to know in 18 years time, how many months shall I have spent with my child? If you spend 3 hours every week, you shall have spent 3.9 months with your child. Hello, how are you? I am good, thank you. Welcome, my name is Rechael Mbugwa. Thank you for subscribing on my YouTube channel, Heart Clinic. But if you haven't, kindly click the subscription button, like, and feel free to share. Today we are calculating how much time parents have before their children becomes adults. That is 18 years. Parenting is a process of raising child intentionally with the aim of creating a way of interacting with your child, hence creating an environment for learning that allows you and your child to practice and grow social and emotional skills that eventually molds a child in a given way as parents. This process promotes and supports the physical, emotional, social, intelligent development of a child from infancy to adulthood. One could also say it is a cycle of interacting that keeps you and your child engaged in a conversation without either of you flipping out. These social and emotional skills include understanding self-management, relating with others, making responsible choice, both personal and for others, being able to recognize and regulate emotions, empathize and care for others, making good decisions, behaving ethically and responsible, establishing and maintaining positive relationships while avoiding negative behavior. Effective parenting can only be achieved when the child and the parents are present, meaning school time, nanny time, sleeping time may not count as parenting time. Activities that can be counted as parenting when done together are like playing together, cleaning, or even dinner time. Let's look at a day's schedule for a parent and a 2-year-old child. The comparison is done because in parenting, both the parent and the child have to be present. A weekday schedule in Nairobi urban setup. This is the schedule. Parents' activity. They sleep for 8 hours, meaning a day has 24 hours. So in each 24 hours, we reduce until we're able to accomplish how a day schedule looks like. So out of the 24 hours, we reduce the sleeping hours, a maximum of 8 hours. Morning preparation takes 1 hour. Traffic to work, another 1 hour. Work or even work hours, that is 8 hours. Lunch, we give it 1 hour. Traffic from work to home, that's another 1 hour. Entertainment like TV, phone, tablet, we give it 2 hours. Dinner or drinks out or chatting with friends, we give it 2 hours. Then that's a day. Playing with a child, we give it 0. Because on a Monday, a parent left early in the morning and when they're coming back, the 2-year-old is asleep. So they never get to interact. Let's look at the schedule of a child on a weekday in an urban setting. That is a child schedule. Sleeping, we give it 15 hours for a 2-year-old. Eating, we give it 4 hours in a day. Taking a bath, we give it an hour, depending with how many times the child do take bath. Entertainment, TV, phone, we give it 4 hours. How many times does the child have to play around with toys or even the gadgets? Playing with the parent, we give it 0. Because by the time the child wakes up, the parent has already left for work. And by the time the child sleeps, the parent has not arrived. So both of them have 24 hours. But as we look from this, the two have no common hours that they're sharing on a weekend. Let's look at a let's look at a weekend schedule for a parent. Also, we look at the same schedule for a 2-year-old child. The comparison is done because in parenting, both parent and the child has to be present. This is a weekend schedule for an urban parent. Sleeping 8 hours, breakfast 2 hours, event, because this is a weekend, there's so many events, especially in Kenya, wedding, Rechael, burial, so many events on weekends. We give it 5 hours. Lunch, we give it 2 hours. Entertainment, TV, phone, tablet, we give it 2 hours. Dinner, 2 hours. Playing with the children, we give it 3 hours because this is a weekend, they may have more time to interact. Let's look at a weekend schedule for an urban child. Sleeping, because it's a weekend, they may tend to wake up earlier. That is 12 hours. Eating, 4 hours. Taking a bath, 1 hour. Entertainment, TV and phone, we give it 4 hours. Playing with the parents, we give it 3 hours. Both have 24 hours. And at least during a weekend, we can see they share a common time of 3 hours. So if we have to do a comparison of the two schedules, we can now calculate parenting time until the child is 18 years old, with the assumption that each week the child and the parents share at least 3 hours weekly. These are times when they may have more hours together, but there are also days where school time, like in boarding school, may limit their meeting. That in mind, let's calculate. If you spend 3 hours weekly, in a year's time, you shall have spent 156 hours with your child. Now, if that is what you're doing a year, in a period of 18 years, you shall have spent 2,808 hours with your child. Let's make those hours into days. So we will divide it by 24 because 24 hours make 1 day. So in 18 years, you shall have spent 117 days with your child. Can we make them a month? So that you get to know in 18 years time, how many months shall I have spent with my child? If you spend 3 hours every week, you shall have spent 3.9 months with your child. You can even calculate if you only spend 1 hour weekly and see how long you'll have spent with your child. If you spend 1 hour weekly with your child, it means in a year you shall have spent 52 hours with your child. Meaning, in a year you shall have spent 936 hours with your child. Let's make them days. Those are 39 days. So in 18 years, you shall have spent 0.3 to parent. I know these statistics are very worrying, but the key question is to help every parent know their current status and improve. The lesson that you should pick from this analysis are: what takes your time most become your investment. What you put your time into yield as much as you input in them. What makes every opportunity that you have with your child, time is limited. And the question that I want to leave you with, who is impacting your child? This is Heart Clinic with yours truly, Rechael Mbugwa.